Two things, guys. One, if you are not a fan of Hellboy, you've never read the graphic novels, you've never seen the Del Toro movies, you will absolutely despise this movie with every fiber in your body. Two, if you are a fan of Hellboy, then you will be surprised to know that this might be the most accurate adaptation of Hellboy that we've ever seen on screen. But with that being said, it's also the weakest adaptation. And here's why. This is based on a short story called The Crooked Man by Mike Mignola. I hope I'm saying that right. But he is the guy that, he is Hellboy. This character doesn't exist without the genius of Mike. Now, I'm just going to say it, guys. The Del Toro movies are still my favorite. There's just something that Del Toro found in that character, Ron Perlman, the world he created. He understood the character and he put his own spin on the character. There was just something beautiful about those movies. I love those movies. Then we got the reboot with David Harbour. That was absolute trash. That was a terrible movie. And now we get to Brian Taylor's version of Hellboy. He worked closely with Mike, and it definitely shows in the movie. It leans more towards the horror elements of Hellboy. If you've read the graphic novels, I've read the graphic novels, and there's a lot of horror elements to it. But I feel like that has never truly been explored on the big screen because, all the other versions were more superhero action orientated instead of diving into the horror elements. Now, with that being said, this movie is a B movie. I personally feel like Hellboy should get the big blockbuster treatment. He deserves that. He's a massive character. He has a huge fan base. He's a very beloved character, and he should get that treatment. And this just falls flat, guys. It's a average B movie in every sense of the word. Even if you look at the visual effects. Before I get into that, guys, let me just tell you a little bit about the story. Now, this is set in 1959. So Hellboy, he's transporting a funnel web spider, on a train. Everything goes wrong. He ends up in the woods, and then he finds himself, involved in this witch story, which features the Crooked Man. I'm not going to give away anything about the details of the plot. That's just the layout, guys. But then that's where everything unfolds. And the horror element here is very prominent. And there are some scenes that, will grip you. And you'll be like, that is freaky. But it's never truly scary where you're like, okay, this is like real horror, But I see what they were trying to go and what Brian was trying to achieve. And with that, let me get back to the visual effects. If you watch the opening scene with the funnel web spider, you will immediately know that the VFX is just off, guys. It's off. It doesn't match in with what's happening on screen, and that is something that immediately put me off. And I'm just being honest because, like I said before, this is a character that deserves the best possible treatment when it comes to live action. I even think that Hellboy would work better as an anime character, because so far Del Toro is the only one that managed to pull this off. And this time around, guys, Jack Kesy plays Hellboy. Now the makeup is not up to par, guys. I'm just gonna be honest. I feel like Ron Perlman's version was spot on. He looked like Hellboy, not to knock Ron, but he just looked like Hellboy. He even sounded like Hellboy. And it's a difficult character to step into. And Jack Kesy tries his best, but he's let down by also a lackluster script. Because, this is based on a short story. So you're trying to take a short story and expand it into a full length feature film, and that never really works because you're adding in elements and things, to stretch it out. And that's where the problem comes in, guys. And it's a massive letdown. I can honestly say that the hype around this movie hasn't been that big. Even the trailer, people were shocked when they first saw the trailer. I was like, you know what, let me give it a chance. I love Hellboy. I'm a massive fan. So let me see the end product and how this looks, and it's a massive disappointment, guys. If I have to give this a rating, I will give it a 2 out of 5. It's a B movie. It's a Hellboy movie that could have easily been, I think it actually would have worked better if this was a TV show. Just break this movie up into like 6 episodes or even 5 episodes. It would have been more intriguing because it actually feels and looks like a TV show. This is TV show production value. So it's a massive letdown for me, guys. I was expecting a little more, but I can wholeheartedly say that Del Toro's version is the best. I would love to see Del Toro come back and revisit this character. That is my dream. Maybe, if he can just close out the trilogy, that would be amazing. And I've always wanted that to happen, but it has never happened. And this is now the second reboot, and it just falls short of capturing the magic of Hellboy, which is a great comic book character. But that's it for me, guys. Have you watched this? Have you checked this out? What do you think? Please let me know, guys. And that's it for me. Catch you on the next video.